Ladies, let me tell you something. When a man hurts you, your first instinct might be to react, to confront him, to make him feel the same pain he caused you, but that's what he expects. He expects anger, he expects tears, he expects you to go back and forth with him. You want to confuse him. Don't do what he expects. Do what he never saw coming. When you don't react with drama, when you don't chase him down for answers, that's when he starts thinking, because silence is powerful. It forces a man to sit with his own thoughts. He doesn't get to dismiss you as just another emotional woman when you're not playing into the stereotype. He doesn't get to justify his actions. If you don't give him the reaction he was counting on. A lot of men move through life thinking they can hurt a woman and just keep going because they know she'll come back, she'll argue, she'll fight for him, she'll do everything but walk away. But when you don't do that, when you go silent, when you just remove yourself from the situation, he's left alone with the weight of his own actions. That's when the regret starts creeping in. That's when he realizes you're not like the rest. When a man knows he hurt you, but you give him the satisfaction of seeing your pain, it messes with him, because men don't process emotions the way women do. A woman will cry it out, talk to her friends, heal and move on. A man will ignore it, distract himself, pretend it doesn't matter. But when you go silent, you take away his ability to move on quickly, you make him question himself. And a man's ego is a fragile thing. When he realizes he no longer has control over your emotions, when he sees that his actions didn't break you the way he thought they would. That's when he starts feeling the loss. It's not about playing games. It's about protecting your peace. Too many women spend their energy fighting for a man who already showed them he doesn't value them. You don't need his apology to move on or his explanation to heal. The moment you reclaim your power and say, I'm not giving you any more of my time, energy or tears, you will no longer need to explain yourself to someone who wasn't listening to begin with. If you want to trick a man who hurt you into thinking you're better than him, try leveling up instead of breaking down. He'll think you're stuck in the past, sad and checking his social media constantly. But when you start shining instead of grieving, he'll see that you only value what you think you might lose for good. He will go at his own pace. If he believes you are idling, if he believes you are in pain without him, he will have a strong desire to control you. But his attitude will change the instant he sees you making progress, becoming stronger, happier, and more confident. He begins to feel the weight of his mistake. When you start investing in your happiness, when you start looking and feeling better, when you start living better, it shakes him up because he starts to wonder if he was really as important as he thought he was, if you even needed him the way he assumed you did, and if losing him is actually a loss for you. Uncertainty eats at his envy because he wants to believe he was the best thing in your life. When you demonstrate that your life is even better without him, it makes him question everything. Go to the gym, get a new look, work on your goals, travel and do all the things you might have put on hold while you were with him. Don't do it to make him jealous or prove anything to him. Do it for yourself because the best things are worth living for. Showing a guy grace but never allowing him in again is the third surefire method to throw him off. When you succeed, when you reach your full potential, when you become the woman you were intended to be, he doesn't just become confused, he regrets ever letting you go. Many women believe that forgiving someone entails extending an opportunity for a second chance. Just because you forgive someone doesn't give them carte blanche to re-enter your life as if nothing had happened. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the anger, resentment, and suffering, not about letting what they did govern your happiness. People learn from experiences, not from what others say to them. If he treated you disrespectfully, lied, or betrayed your trust, and you still let him back in the same way, he won't change. He'll just be more careful in the future. But when he realizes that his actions cost him a good woman and there's no turning back, he learns the hard way that he doesn't need to be bitter, rude, or prove anything. He just needs to be removed from his position in your life. Then he'll realize that he can treat you any way he wants while still having access to you, and the door he walked out of is now locked. Too many women continue to clinging to men who have proven they aren't worth continuing to be with. When you walk away from a man's actions with your head held high and refuse to let them break you, you do more than just confuse him. You make him realize exactly what he lost. The worst thing you can do when a man hurts you is to wallow in self-pity or seek revenge. The best thing is to focus on yourself and level up instead. Knowing your worth is refusing to settle for less than what you deserve. He anticipates that you will be sad, clinging to the past, while he checks his social media and waits for him to return. He thinks that you will be miserable without him, but he will start to pay attention when you prove to him that he is wrong. A man only cherishes what he fears losing forever. If he believes you're waiting around, he'll take his time. If he assumes you're hurting without him, he'll feel like he still has control over you. But when he sees you moving forward, glowing, thriving, that's when he starts realizing what he lost. There's nothing more powerful than a woman who chooses herself. When you start focusing on your happiness, when you begin improving yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally, it shakes him up. He starts questioning himself. Was he really as important in your life as he thought? Did you even need him the way he assumed you did? Was losing him actually a loss for you? That kind of uncertainty gets to a man. He wants to believe he was the best thing in your life. And when you show him that your life is even better without him, it forces him to see things differently instead of sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. Get up and do something that makes you better. Work on yourself, build your confidence, and elevate your life. Get in the gym, not because you need to impress anyone, but because feeling strong in your body will remind you how powerful you are. Upgrade your style, not to make him jealous, but because looking good makes you feel good. Focus on your profession, your interests, and your aspirations. Chase after your goals. Channel your energy into something worthwhile. When you do that, you transform from being the woman who lost the man to being the woman he lost. Men tend to think they're irreplaceable until they see you're doing well without them. When you stop seeking validation from him and start building yourself up, he starts to wonder if he made the right decision. Then regret sets in. It's not when you cry back or try to get his attention, it's when you move on as if he never existed. Your energy is powerful. When you redirect it from heartbreak to self-improvement, you become unstoppable. People will notice your confidence, aura, and the fact that you're no longer vibrating at a level of pain and despair. For guys who never truly valued them, many women spent their life attempting to establish their worth. This isn't about making him envious or proving a point. It's about choosing yourself every day, about knowing your worth and refusing to let heartbreak define you. So stop proving, stop explaining, and stop waiting. The best revenge is showing him that he was just a chapter in your story, not the whole book. When a man sees you thriving, he realizes that his presence wasn't as important as he thought. When a man wrongs you, it's normal to feel hurt, angry, and even the want to get even. However, the best course of action is to handle the situation gracefully and never let him have the same control over you again. This will define you, because the lesson isn't about confusing him, but about elevating yourself to a point where his actions no longer affect you. To forgive is not to absolve the offender. Rather, it is to liberate yourself from the burden of resentment. Keeping anger inside you gives the offender power over your emotions and mental space. On the other hand, when you forgive for your own benefit, you regain control of your life. People learn from experiences, not from what others say to them. You can talk, explain, and tell him how much he hurts you, but if there's no real consequence, he won't fully understand the damage he caused. If he disrespected you, lied to you, or took you for granted, and you allow him to come back like nothing happened, he won't change. He'll just be more careful next time. But when you remove yourself, when he realizes that he lost something good and there's no way to get it back, that's when the lesson sinks in. Walking away doesn't mean you have to be cold or bitter. You don't need to send long messages telling him what he did wrong. You don't need to prove anything to him. You don't need to argue or convince him to understand your worth. Just be done. Let your silence and absence do all the talking. He will feel it. He will notice, because a man only truly realizes what he had when it's no longer available to him. When he tries to come back, and he will, because most men do when they see you moving on. Don't let him back in like nothing happened. That's the mistake too many women make. He says sorry, and suddenly he has access again. He sends a message and suddenly he's back in your life. If you allow that, you're teaching him that he can hurt you, disappear and return whenever it's convenient for him. And if he knows he can always come back, he'll never truly value you the way he should. The real way to make a man understand your worth is to remove the privilege of having you, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. You can forgive him in your heart, you can wish him well, but that doesn't mean he gets to walk back into your life. That doesn't mean he gets the same version of you he once had. Some doors, once closed, should remain locked. Men respect what they can't have. If he knows he lost you for good, if he understands that his actions had real consequences, that's when he will truly feel it. And if he really cares, if he truly regrets what he did, he will change. Not to win you back, but because he realizes he has to be better. And if he doesn't, then you know you made the right decision by walking away. Either way, why too many women hold on to men who already should. When you embrace your worth and refuse to settle for less than what you deserve, you let go of your past hurts and build a better future for yourself. When you carry yourself with confidence and self-respect, you don't just confuse him. He realizes exactly what he lost when a man hurts you. The most powerful thing you can do is show him grace while never giving him the same access to you again. You've learned that letting go of your weaknesses is strength. Holding on to pain doesn't harm the other person. It keeps you mired in a place you don't belong. When you forgive, you regain control of your emotions and can move forward without bitterness, not excusing his behavior or letting him back into your life. He will never truly understand the impact of his actions if you give in too easily, accept empty apologies and broken promises, and he will keep treating you the same way. People only value what they can lose, so if he never loses you, he will never truly appreciate you. No matter how much you explain, argue, and cry about how much he hurt you, it's okay to walk away without making a big deal out of it. There's no need to seek closure or prove anything. Simply be done. Your silence will speak volumes. The moment you fully separate yourself from him and refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve, he will begin to feel the pain of losing you. This happens to most men when they realize they can't have you anymore. Now he has a choice. He can either repeat the cycle he started or prove that his actions had real-life repercussions. Letting someone back in too easily teaches them that they can hurt you, disappear and return whenever it's convenient for them. If he knows he can always come back, he will never take you seriously. But when he sees that the door's closed for good, that's when reality hits him. A man respects what he can't have. If he truly regrets what he did, he will change, not because he wants to win you back, but because he realizes he has to be better. And if he doesn't change, if he moves on without any real reflection, then you know you made the right decision by walking away. Either way you went. Letting go, is it weakness? It's a sign of strength, self-respect, and knowing your worth. Some people don't deserve second chances. Some lessons have to be learned the hard way. And when you choose yourself, when you move forward,